Hello everybody, welcome back to something I don't do a lot of anymore, and that is entering a contest for Mr. Morten over there in Norway. Morten has commented a bit on a lot of my videos. I see his name around. Wasn't familiar with his channel, but he's always been a supporter of my channel. He chimes in when he can, and I always appreciate that. Appreciate anybody that comments, takes the time. But Morten is trying to push to 650 subscribers, I think, at the time of filming this, which is August 3rd, almost 4 o'clock here in the eastern United States. He was at 627, so just a little bit more than 20 more subscribers. So let's push him to get there, and then on to 700. And Morten is giving away a prize that, you know, for me, it's nothing that I'm necessarily, it's not my musical style. However, I'm doing this just to give him support. It's a signed copy of a progressive rock album from a Norwegian band. I can't even remember the name of the band. I'm sorry, Morten. But he's got a few prompts here he wants us to follow, as do any of the great contests. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. The first two are already being knocked out as we speak. He wants us to sub him up, give him a subscription, you know, all that good stuff, and then to put out our videos. So there we go. And the next thing that he wants us to do is to shout out 3 channels that we want to challenge to make, you know, their own entries. So I picked 3 channels that can use some more subscribers themselves. I think they're really good channels, and they just deserve a lot more support than they have. They have good support, but let's push these channels to the next level too. And all 3 of these guys I consider friends here through YouTube, and you know, I haven't met all of them in person, but I would like at some point to have all 3 of their names, you know, notched off on, you know, list of YouTube, you know, faces that I've actually, you know, met in person. So the first is my great buddy. He's been a friend of mine now for probably close to 3 years now here on YouTube. We've done a lot of videos together. He's always collaborating. He's always doing something interesting. He's always got a ton of ideas in his head. I think we're working on something that we're going to have out here in the next few days or a week or so. And that's my buddy Rich Strickler. Just look up the name Rich Strickler. And just like Rich, the other channels will be listed as well, including Morten's original contest video. And I just want you to subscribe to Rich. If you like movies, if you like, you know, just a good conversationalist, Rich is your guy. I'd say about 80% of his videos are, you know, almost like podcasts, where he's got a bunch of our friends together. I've been fortunate to be in many of those chats, talking about, you know, ranking movies, ranking, you know, albums from a certain year, a certain genre, a certain artist, all that good stuff. If you like ranking videos, if you like discussions, if you like, again, entertainment, if you get bored with music and you want to, you know, check out some movie talk, Rich is your guy. Rich is awesome. I love him to death. We talk outside of YouTube more than we talk on YouTube. So he's a friend, even if our YouTube channels disappear tomorrow. So Rich, you're the best, my man. And these are in no particular order. But number 2 is going to be another one of those collaborators on Rich's channel, a friend of mine who I got to meet. He was the first VC member I ever met in person, and that is my buddy Randall Nelson. Also, just look up Randall Nelson. That's his channel name. It's easy. I do find that the best channels are the ones where people use their actual name. Anyway, Randy's a great guy too. Also, just full of knowledge. I mean, he knows everything about, you know, and so does Rich. They're both, you know, brothers from another mother. Knows everything about sports. Randy can tell you anything about, you know, these, you know, foreign films from the 1930s and 40s that you had no idea existed. He knows all about early rock and roll, Motown, you know, crooner music. But he also loves groups like The Who and Van Morrison. Those are 2 of his favorites. The Who are his favorite band. And again, he knows everything about every, you know, one-hit wonder Motown group, and every, you know, actor or actress that was in, you know, 2 movies in France in the 1940s. Randy's just a powerhouse of knowledge. Really, really nice guy. great to meet him in person. Hopefully that will happen again soon. So everybody go check out Randall Nelson. And then number 3 is my buddy over there in the UK. His name is Adam, but his channel's name is called What the Gym. Adam is one of the younger guys on YouTube in his early 20s. Again, he knows a lot about things that, stretch out of the music world. It's really neat to watch Adam because he is learning a lot about these bands that a lot of us take for granted. Like he'll text me or, whatever and say like, hey man, I just listened to, this, Tom Petty album for the first time, this Led Zeppelin album for the first time. And it's like really cool to watch him, learn all this great music that so many of us, might be sick of because, we hear it on the radio or we've been, it's been embedded in us for so many years. And Adam's just a great young guy. He sent me some really nice gifts in the last year or so. I've been able to FaceTime Adam. I've done a couple of videos with him. Really, really nice guy. He's got a nice family. For anybody that's interested, Adam also really likes, video games and a lot of like the superhero type movies. He's always doing movie reviews as well. I just happen to pick all 3 guys that love movies, and Adam is no exception to that as well. So he has quite a varied list of content. So go check it out. What the Gym, Randall Nelson, Rich Strickler. Y'all are all great guys. All right. The next prompt is to show an artist who has Norwegian roots. And I just remembered I forgot to pull a record, but I can just go ahead and pull this right here. And that is going to be, and I didn't realize this gent right here, Jackson Browne, singer-songwriter. Obviously his peak was in the 70s. Running on Empty, Doctor My Eyes, Late for the Sky, Before the Deluge, The Pretender. He co-wrote Take It Easy with Glenn Frey. I've seen him live. I saw him open for James Taylor in 2021. Awesome show. Jackson Browne just blew it out of the water. He was so good. Even his later stuff, he has, at least a few songs on each of the newer albums that are just top quality stuff. If you like that mellow guitar, 70s singer-songwriter kind of stuff, Jackson's your guy. My buddy Rich Strickler, who I just mentioned, is a big reason why I'm so into Jackson Browne. So Jackson Browne, I didn't realize, has some Norwegian roots. And lastly, Morten wants us to show a record that came out the year he was born, which is 1971. And my first thought was, I've got to show this album right here. This is the debut by John Prine, self-titled. What a record. John Prine, top 3, top 5 songwriter for me. Depends on the day. Definitely the biggest influence on my guitar playing. I've mentioned that a million times. Crazy to think that he, here he is about 27 years old or so, or 24, excuse me, writing songs that are just, far beyond his years. You saw, I just did a video recently. I got to meet his son, Tommy, who's also a musician. That was a really special moment for me to meet him. But this album right here is where you want to start with John Prine. I mean, if you're in the John Prine world, this plays like a greatest hits. Illegal Smile, Spanish Pipe Dream, Hello in There, Sam Stone, Paradise, and Pretty Good. That's all side 1. Those are all songs that continue to be live staples in Prine's catalog. Then you have side 2 with Your Flag Decal Won't Get You into Heaven Anymore, Far From Me, Angel from Montgomery, huge hit for Bonnie Raitt, Quiet Man, Donald and Lydia, 6 O'Clock News, and Flashback Blues. The liner notes were written by Chris Christopherson, who, essentially found Prine and put him out into the mainstream. He saw Prine playing at a coffee shop in Chicago, where Prine was from, and the rest was history. I got to see John Prine in 2019. Fantastic show. And miss him every day. But John Prine, 1971. Everybody go subscribe to all those channels that I mentioned. But this one's for Morten. Everybody go check out Morten. Hope you get there, my man. You'll be on your way there very, very soon. In the meantime, everybody, y'all be good. Take care. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye now.